Today we are going to interact with Mr. Vihar Pancholi on biogas, a solution to ever increasing fuel prices. And the format of the webinar will be as follows. I will mute everyone except Mr. Vihar. He will make his presentation. After we listen to him, we can ask our questions. And you can ask your questions by typing your questions in the chat box, or you can also email me at ed@agricultureinformation.com. I repeat, ed@agricultureinformation.com. And I'll ask the same questions to Mr. Vihar. And if we have time, I may unmute one or two members in the audience so that you can directly talk to Mr. Vihar. Mr. Vihar, you can start your presentation now. I'm unmuting him now. Mr. Vihar, you can start.
We have already discussed. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome and good evening to all of you. My name is Vihar Pancholi, and my company name is Maverick Biomethane Projects Private Limited. We are into multiple applications of biogas. Basically, we would like to discuss about what is biogas, not in that much details, because everybody, I presume, you know what is biogas. Biogas is nothing but the gas which is being captured in anaerobic digestion, and majority composition of all the gases which comprises biogas is mainly methane, which is around 50 to 60%, depends on the type of raw material you are using. Number 2 is CO2, that is 25 to 31%. Then third major gas is nitrous oxide, N2O, and fourth one is H2S, that is hydrogen sulfide. Now, in that composition, we have to get rid of H2S, which is highly corrosive and acidic gas. And that's what is known as sweetening of the methane. Now, enrichment of methane is also required, but it depends on the end application of the biogas. So biogas, we are talking about it mainly about methane, which is comprising around 60% of the biogas. The moment you enrich methane up to 85% or more, that falls under natural gas category as per PNBRG guideline set by PESO, that is Petroleum Energy Safety Organization of Government of India. And when you purify or enrich methane up to 90 or 90% plus, then you can fill it in the cylinder as well with the compression. In India, there are very few projects which are commercially right now operational. So for biogas to CBG or compressed biogas is concerned. We have set up near Baroda, Gujarat, that is 5.5 years back, as a demo project of 450 meter cube. And this project has been done for one of the NGOs, and they have their own dairy farm. They have their more than 250 cows. Top of that, they are collecting hotel kitchen waste from the town, and they are using sugar mill waste, that is press mud, along with the animal dung, hotel kitchen waste, and press mud. So this is ours is a multi-feed technology, and multiple feed gives you exponential quantity of biogas, I would say, because when you use animal dung, 1 metric ton of animal dung gives you 50 meter cube of biogas. To our technology, that is mainly we are using two different technologies. One which is restricted up to 140 meter cube capacity of the biogas project, and another one which is more than 200 and above, that is modified UASB technology. Now there is KVIC technology, Khadi Village Industries Commission. This KVIC technology has been in use since 1950, and it has been approved by Government of India. There are different capacities of the biogas projects available under KVIC technology we have developed. That is right from macro to medium scale projects, vis-a-vis 2 meter cube, 4 meter cube, 6 meter cube, 10, 50, 25, 35, 45, 85, 100, 120 and 120. 120 and 140. And beyond that, you have to have a large quantity of raw material, consistent supply, to make the project commercially viable. As per MNRE's guideline and the policy, they are allowing any commercial project which is more than 200 meter cube and above capacity. Commercially viable size of any biogas to CNG or CBG project is not feasible if it is less than 400 meter cube. If it is 400 meter cube and plus, then the project is definitely commercially viable based on my experience. Till date, we have commissioned more than 20 such projects. So far, commercial biogas projects are concerned. And that is different. We have covered different sections of the industry, vis-a-vis dairy, slaughterhouse, municipal solid waste, also dairy farm, animal hostel, and distillery. Distillery and sugar mills, they are two sides of a coin. So far, Indian subcontinent is concerned. Because I would like to discuss a little bit further over here. Sugar mill, the standard practice is farmers, they just cultivate sugarcane, they deposit it in the sugar mills, it gets weighed, cleaned, and then it is crushed. When they crush, they get the bagasse, that is nothing but the residues of the sugarcane. The juice which they just collect in the collection filters, they filter it, and all the impurities which is coming out of the rotary filter, that is in form of wax or a cake, that is called press mud. And when they just crystallize the sugarcane juice to get the sugar, they get the molasses. Molasses is further processed to synthesize alcohol, and during that process there is a huge effluent water quantity generation, that is nothing but spent wash. This spent wash is ideal source for the biogas generation, and one standard capacity of the sugar mill, which is around 3000 TCV, 3000 tons crushing per day, that generates around 350 meter cube of the spent wash. Now, based on this, 1 kiloliter of the spent water can generate around 40 meter cube of the raw biogas. If we consider one sugar mill of 3000 TCV, that can generate equivalent quantity of LPG to the tune of 7,000 kilogram, that is per day. Average working days of the sugar mill is around 200 to 220 days. Average 200 days, that would generate sizable quantity of LPG equivalent natural gas, which can definitely help us to reduce the import of any kind of fossil fuel or the natural gas. So in India, if we think about such avenues of raw materials, we can definitely reduce the burden of import, and that is how we can definitely fight the high fluctuation rate of the forex, and of course we can improve our country's economy. I think the remaining things we can definitely discuss one-on-one. You can invite people to for the question answer session. Hello. Rajni?
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, Rajni.
Yeah, audience were saying your voice was very low and it was breaking also, they were saying.
Oh, is it
yeah.
still breaking?
Mr. Chandrasekhar, Chetan? Okay. Mr. Chandrasekhar, what I'll do is I'll unmute you and you can directly interact.
Yeah, please. Is it better now?
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Chandrasekhar, I'm unmuting you. Audience, in the meantime, you can type your questions.
Yeah, Mr. Chandrasekhar.
This is Chandrasekhar.
Yeah, Mr. Chandrasekhar.
From one cover. Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Are you here with me?
Yeah, you can start and make sure your background is silent.
Yes. So, that's okay. Actually, I am planning to start a farm, but it is. Actually, I'm planning to start a farm, but it is 1.5 kilometer away from my village. So it can be transport that biogas or not. Is there any option to transport?
Yeah, definitely. What is the end application you are planning for the biogas which will be generated?
To this household purpose only I'm planning.
Okay.
Hello?
Your farm, you said it is 1.5 kilometer away from the
Hello?
city. Hello? Is it clear? Hello?
Mr. Chandrasekhar,
your voice is very clear. Can you hear me?
Yes, okay. Now I can hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Tell me.
Okay. Mr. Chandrasekhar, you said your farm is 1.5 kilometers away from the city, right? Hello? Hello?
Mr. Chandrasekhar?
Yes,
Hello?
yes, we have. Still it is breaking.
Okay,
Still
what
it is breaking,
Mr. Vihar is asking, your house is, how far is it? 1 kilometer?
1.5 kilometer, he said.
It is around 1.5 kilometers.
Okay, 1.5, okay.
Yes, 1.5 kilometers.
How many cattle he has? How many cattle do you have? How many cows or buffaloes you have? Mr. Chandrasekhar?
Mr. Chandrasekhar, how many cattle do you have? Mr. Vihar, in the meantime, you can answer the question of Mr. Justin.
50.
Yeah, sure.
50 around.
Yeah, it is 50.
Yeah. Yes, gentlemen, go ahead. I can hear you. Hello?
Yes, actually in my farm I have around 50. Hello, Vihar, can you hear?
Yeah, please, Mr. Chandrasekhar, you please continue. You continue your question. Once you complete, Mr. Vihar will answer it.
Hello? Hello?
Mr. Vihar, just a sec.
Okay, Rajni. Okay, my question is that one only. Actually, my plant is away from my village. It is around 1.5 kilometer, and I have 50 animals around. So, can I transport, or is there any option to transport or not?
Yeah, there is a way.
Rajni, can you hear?
Yeah, I'm clearly.
Yeah, Mr. Chandrasekhar, I think there is. Okay, yeah, he could hear it.
Okay, you said you have 50 animals. From 50 animals, you can generate around 60 meter cube of the gas. Right. And, hello?
Yes.
Mr. Vihar, you please continue. We are hearing.
Okay. From 50 animals, you can get dung which is capable to generate around 60 meter cube of gas. Now, 60 meter cube gas can cater around
yes, we have
40 families of 5 people average. So you can say around 200 people can be catered with this much quantity of the gas. As per MNRE and KVIC standard, one family in India, for their 2 meals in the morning and evening, and for their water heating requirement, they need not more than 1.3 meter cube of the gas. With this 60 meter cube, you can cater around 40-45 families. That means one family will be having, say, should be having 4 to 5 people on an average. So 200 people can be catered. That is number one. Number two, it is possible to supply the produced gas through pipeline to the households. You said it is 1.5 kilometers, 1.5 kilometers. We have already set up the community biogas supply projects, which has more than 15,000 meter length of the pipeline. And still we are distributing the gas with uniform pressure to each and every beneficiary. And we have highest capacity of the plant is 150 families, which is already operational for more than 3 years. That is near Baroda. So with the help of our PRS, that is pressure regulatory system, we can definitely supply the gas, not 1.5 kilometers away, but even if it is 5 kilometers from the place of your plant, it is possible. Now it depends on the state government's rules and regulations and local villagers' cooperation. Would they give you space for the laying of the pipeline or not? Otherwise, you have to enrich the gas, fill it in the cylinder, and then you can supply wherever they need it. But the problem over here is the quantity, because we need to have minimum 8 to 9 metric tons of gas on daily basis. Then only the project will become viable. Otherwise, this pipeline supply is the only viable option.
Okay, Mr. Vihar.
Yeah, Mr. Chandrasekhar, do you have any other question?
Mr. Chandrasekhar, you can type your email address. Mr. Vihar, you can also share your email address.
Yeah, I'll just type it.
Okay, and now Mr. Prabhash has question.
Sure.
Okay, he says he's from Ireland and he's finishing the PhD in this year. Next year I'm planning to come to India and want to start a biogas plant on small scale from cow dung and agriculture produce. I want to know, is there any incubation center at your place? I want to get trained for overall idea of biogas project.
Sure. Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody has just. You said his name is Prabhash Kumar, or is it?
Yeah, Prabhash.
Prabhash. Is he online, Mr. Prabhash?
Yeah, he is there. I mean, not connected through mic.
Okay. Oh, okay. Can you just repeat the question, please?
1 second, I'll just copy the question. 1 minute.
Please. Okay, he's doing his PhD next one. Okay. Sure, we have our lab, and let me just put it in this way. We don't have any specific microbes horticulture, which is we don't use any specialized culture to biogas. It's mainly done itself the culture, and we use it at site only. We do have our research lab that is near Baroda only, and you are most welcome to come and visit our lab as well as our plant sites. You can see our plants operational, and it's again very. I would like to ask one very specific question. What is the small size? What is the small scale of the biogas project or plant he is looking for? Because the thing is, biogas project starts, we can give you right from 2 meter cube up to 2000 meter cube and multiple of that. And of course from the cow dung and other biodegradable agri waste, we can certainly help to set up the plant. But it again depends that how many people, Prabhat, you're looking forward to cater with this plant. Top of that, is it only thermal application, that means only cooking, or there is also the power generation you are looking for? Because many times what happens, clients, they come and just ask us that we want to just set up the biogas based power project, and we also want to use the same gas for the cooking. So in that case, I would like to tell you that minimum capacity of 85 meter cube, that will require around 2 metric tons of biodegradable waste, be it cow dung or any other assorted waste. 2 metric tons per day will be required to fulfill the requirement of power as well as the cooking gas. Now, if you have anything specific, you may just send me your mail and inquiry. I can definitely reply to that. Yeah, Rajni, please.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Justin had the question. This was his question. If I install a 4 cubic meter plant after using for domestic purpose, the remaining gas can I use for car? And will you need a scrubber?
Yeah, Mr. Justin, right?
Yeah.
4 meter cube gas is as per the composition, which I have already discussed in my introduction. Raw biogas comprises 4 major gases: methane, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and hydrogen sulfide. Methane, if we consider rule of thumb, it is not more than 55%. So out of 4 meter cube, when you're talking about methane, that is not more than 2.25 meter cube. 1 meter cube gas is 700 and just a moment, it is 0.75. It is 0.75 to 0.78 grams if you convert into kg. So 4 meter cube is not viable quantity to use in the as a vehicular fuel. That is number one. Minimum capacity you have to have, that is 250 meter cube as per MNRE guideline. And also, if commercially speaking, then you must have ideally 400 meter cube capacity of the biogas plant to make it commercially viable. And top of that, MNRE and CCOE, that is PESO, Petroleum Energy Safety Organization, they don't allow CBG, that is compressed biogas, to use as a vehicular fuel, because we have already set up 3 similar projects, biogas to CNG or CBG. They have not given us the permission to use the same gas as vehicular fuel, though it is, nomenclature, properties, physico-chemical properties, and all the entire nature is same as CNG. They don't permit us. So that is a major hurdle that how to convince government to use CBG as a vehicular fuel directly. Still, for demonstration purpose, we have been using the CBG in one of the transportation tempo for more than 5 years, and it is absolutely, I mean, it is running absolutely without any problem. Yeah, Rajni, you can convey the same to the Mr.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Justin and Prabhat, I hope your queries have been answered. Okay, Justin has question, how do you convert to CBG?
Sorry?
How do you convert to CBG?
Okay, CBG. Biogas, as I said, I'll repeat again, that biogas is majority methane, 50 to 60%. Let's say you are having 55% methane, then remaining gases is CO2, N2O, and H2S. When we produce the gas in the digester, we collect it in the gas storage system, that is balloon. Since we are using wet biomethanation process, one is wet biomethanation process, another is dry biomethanation process. In wet biomethanation, we mix water with the raw material. That's why when we generate gas, it will be having moisture content in that. And we have to get rid of that moisture content, and that's why we store it for a certain time in the balloon. And after that, we pass it through H2S scrubber, that is hydrogen sulfide removal system. Hydrogen sulfide being acidic in the nature, you have to remove it, and otherwise what happens, it corrodes the entire system and the pipeline as well. So we have developed our patented design for the removal of H2S, which is biological, and it removes 95% of the H2S. 5% H2S, which is being removed through other process in the same H2S removal column, it is then fed to the methane enrichment unit. This is again a patented design wherein we segregate methane and CO2. We separate CO2 from the methane, and methane percentage increases from 55% to 90%, 90. Whatever gas we get at the CNG dispensing station, that is having 88% methane, 88 to 90%. And they also, and remaining 10%, that is propane. They mix it as per the government rules and guidelines. We also have N2O and 5% of the CO2 in the final gas, because 100% methane cannot be ignited. So you have to have other permutation combination of the gas. So it is very complex process, but this is the simplified version I have explained you. What happens, there is a column where we inject gas from the bottom, and we inject water from the top. Gas and water comes in the counter current contact, and we maintain certain pressure and temperature in the column, which separates CO2 from the methane. When the methane is collected in one of the collection tank, and further it is purified, then it is dehumidified, and then with the pressure of around 200 bars, it is filled in the cylinder with the compressor. Then it is sent to the end use and application place.
Okay.
Yeah, Rajni.
Mr. Justin actually wanted to know what is the equipment need to be used for converting CBG or CNG. And again he has question, without going commercial, what is the smallest size of the private usage on a farm?
Hang on, Rajni. Can you repeat the?
One second. Can you check, you can check your chat box also. The questions are there.
Okay, there is a just change 4 minute plant of using photo. No, see, I can read his question. If I install 4 cubic meter plant after using for domestic purposes, the remaining gas can I use for the car? No, he cannot. Since there is H2S in that, will I need a scrubber? Yes, he needs a scrubber. But the thing is, scrubber is not viable to for this much quantity of the gas. He has to have at least 150 meter cube gas just to scrub it and purify it.
Okay.
And scrubber cost is also high. That is why.
Okay. He had a question regarding converting the equipment used for converting CBG or CNG.
No, because your voice is breaking.
1 second.
I think,
I'm just copying the question.
yeah, please. Okay. What is the commercial? Okay. What is the smallest size of private usage on the farm? Is this a question?
Yeah.
Size-wise, it depends on the end use and the number of consumers. What application he is looking for? If he is looking for biogas to power or only cooking, then 85 meter cube is a viable size, feasible size. But for the scrubbing of the gas and to use the same enriched gas for a vehicle application,
Okay.
okay, he is asking about the equipment for the converting to CBG or CNG, the same thing. Okay, that is what the scrubbing unit is. The scrubber which converts biogas into CNG or CBG itself is a costlier instrument.
Okay.
And that requires compressor, it requires the total assembly, and it is not commercially viable for this much small size. If it is ready, we are definitely ready to supply. There is no problem.
Okay.
We can do minimum of 20 meter cube.
Okay. Okay, we received some questions via email. This was the first question. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, 1 second.
Sure.
Yeah, different types of waste are treated in different process or same for all?
Different types of, yeah. Ours is a multi-feed technology, and we can use all kind of solid and semi-solid liquid wastes at one go. Let me put it in this way. We can use animal dung along with hotel kitchen waste, along with sewage grey water, untreated, along with distillery spent wash. There's absolutely no problem. Even night soil, human excreta can also be treated. At a couple of places, what we have done, we have we have integrated public toilets along with this animal dung based biogas project, and we are getting better results compared to other places where we are using only animal dung. We are getting at least 15 to 20 meter cube more gas production at this place, and it addresses all the health and hygiene problem which was earlier in the village.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And another question is, how long does it take to install the system?
To set up the system, okay. If it is a family size plant that is ranging from I would say 2 meter cube to 15 meter cube, it takes hardly 2 weeks to set up the plant. And in case of bigger projects, say 45 and above, up to 100, it takes around 4 to 5 months.
Okay.
Because what happens, it takes only 3 months to construct the plant, but the process setup, it takes at least 90 days. So in that case, you can definitely start getting biogas within 30 days, but the full-fledged output, 100% output, it comes only after 90 days of the process setup.
Okay. And what are the crucial points to be taken care of when using this technology?
We have designed this technology, Rajni, keeping the rural people in mind, and also the kind of education, basic education people get in India. Because majority operators of this kind of plants, they are not skilled, or I would say they are semi-skilled people, and they are having basic education. So we have designed in such a fashion, it is user-friendly technology. If something goes wrong, it can be rectified locally, and all the spares and everything, it is locally available. And if something is not beyond their understanding or control, we can definitely reach to any nook and corner of the country within 48 hours, and we can do the troubleshooting.
Okay. Audience, if you have any questions, you can ask. Prabhash, Mr. Prashant, Devin. Chetan and Mr. Jayachandran, who arrived just now. Okay, another question is, are there any call centers where your customers can contact in case of any help needed?
We have we can provide you with the staff numbers, which are available 24/7.
Okay.
As such, there is no, I'll tell you, because as such there is no requirement of any kind of this SOS call, because what happens, this gas requirement is on the peak during daytime and during evening time. Otherwise, there is no, then this is totally auto mode. It is autopilot mode. So whenever you need it, and we have already designed the entire system in such a fashion that whenever there is a pressure, it purely works on the pressure of the entire system. Whenever you use, being the end user of the gas, whenever you are using the gas in your kitchen, there is a pressure drop at the pressure regulatory system or the storage system at the plant. The compressor automatically measures through the sensor the pressure drop, and it refill or replenish that much gas from the digester itself. So there is no manpower required. Actually, we are running our plant only with the help of 1 or 2 people max. You don't need much people over there. It is just like Europe or any other developed country, how they operate. The same way we are operating our plants in India.
Okay.
With the help of indigenous technology.
Okay. Mr. Prabhash is asking what would be the cost for family size of biogas setup?
Okay. Cost of 85 meter cube plant, I can tell you right now. Well, first, family size biogas, 2 and 4 meter cube. 2 meter cube gas plant will cost you around 32,000. 4 meter cube plant will cost you anything around 70,000. And 85 and above, that is subject to the site survey, soil quality, and other climatic and other parameters. But on an average, you can say it will be 30 lakh or so for 85 meter cube plant, which will be able to cater more than 350 people, or you can say 65 families of the village. That includes digester, inlet system, outlet system, slurry separation, water recycling system, and pressure regulator system and the pipeline. But pipeline is highly subjective, so cost and variation will be there, but this is the ballpark figure you can consider.
Okay. Mr. Chandrasekhar says he has sent you an email. If you can check and reply to it. Not right away, later on.
Certainly.
Okay.
Certainly. I've got one other question from
Chetan, yeah.
If he has got all type of biogas plant at home and partially working since last 20 years, absolutely fine. I fully convinced because other plants we have set up, I mean, under our NGO, and our NGO is more than 39 years old, and we have set up plants which is working for more than 30 years as well. So I do agree with this thing. Can we modify it to latest technology to have better performance? Sorry, Mr. Chetan, that's not possible because I don't know what kind of model you are using. It is Dinbandhu or KVIC or something else. And top of that, since it is more than 20 years old plant, majority things will be, I mean, it will be, a lot of wear and tear things are there. So we'll have to, if we open it, it will stop working, even partially if it is working, it will stop working. So it is always advisable and better to go for the newer plant, which will have at least the life of 20 years plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Justin, Chandrasekhar, you have any questions? Okay, I received one question via email. This is the question. If the system is not used regularly, will it hamper its processing unit?
Very true, very true. This is a very scientific question, I would say. If your system is not being operated on daily basis, it will definitely hamper the generation of the gas. Because what we suggest usually, because it happens many times that in remote areas or in the rural areas, if there is some natural calamity or heavy rain, they cannot collect the dung or the raw material and feed it in the plant. So we advise them not to leave the plant just like that, but to add some water. If you add water, that will definitely keep the things alive in the digester. Because digester is nothing but it's full of living organisms, and these are all living things. Bacteria, they need food, and they get food from the water and whatever raw material we feed in. So if the food becomes dry, or the raw material, if it